Hello, Flosstube. Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches here, with my Flosstube update number 308. Today is Saturday, November 18th, I believe. It's the 18th. Like I said, this is a channel about cross-stitch. For those of you who may be new viewers, new subscribers, welcome. For those of you who have been longtime subscribers, welcome back. Thank you for watching regularly. And we're going to talk a little bit about cross stitch. First thing I want to do some Etsy shop updates for Three Sisters Creative, which is the Etsy shop I excuse me, have with my sisters, Eve and Naomi. My sister Eve made some more project bags. There's a little small one, little tiny bag. This is a little different. She was, using up the last of her fabric, I think, of this fabric. I think we had this last year, something like that. But anyway, so she had some left, and she made this little bag. It has this sparkly black fabric. And she may or may not have enough to do an oceans pouch for this, but it's not in the Etsy shop yet. But there's a little, kind of a cartoony little silly reindeer shape thing for the charm. So it's really cute. But it has the zipper across the top. Ooh, sorry. And this black fabric, sparkly black fabric on the inside. And also has these little... some cardinals on the opposite side of this black stripe here. Like I said, this is, she's using up what she had left of this fabric, so that's why it's a little bit different. It has a single handle here on one side, on this side here. But yeah, so it's a nice smaller pouch, great for smaller charts. So there's that. Put this here. And then I think these are not yet in the Etsy shop, but they will be in the next couple of days. So this is one of the traditional size project bags with this contrasting star, swirly star fabric on the bottom, and a matching notions pouch. Sorry, I got it backwards. And these have, this one says Noel, I think, on this charm there. And it has contrasting fabric. It's got that gold star on white fabric. And then the project bag has a little reindeer on it. To match the little reindeer on the bag. Really pretty fabric. And it's got the gold star fabric for the handles and on the inside. So this will also be in the Etsy shop in the next couple of days. Right? So I'm a little discombobulated today because we have not yet filmed our Three Sisters Creative video. That'll be filmed this afternoon. My younger sister had to work part of the day and things like that. So we're a little bit upside down and backwards today. Anyway, so I think that's all the preliminary stuff. Excuse me. So, we talk a little bit about WIPGO. So, for WIPGO, last week I showed the Peacock that was my number 3 WIPGO project. Excuse me, sorry. And I hit my goal I think my goal was 6 days, and I did like 7 or 8 on the Peacock just to get it to the point where it was. And then my other project was on the balcony, which was a cross stitch that my sister Eve created from a photograph I took of my cats, Puck and Snug. So I worked, my goal on this was also 6 days, and I think I worked probably 7 or 8, 7 days, something like that. I took it out of the hoop. And actually, you know, I should have started this if I had any brains. I would have started it in the left corner, because this is basically almost all there is to it. It goes a little further over on this side, but this is the edge, and this is the top of the design. So yeah. So when I finish it and get it out of this fabric, I will have wasted all of this fabric around it, but you know, whatever. So I did a little bit more. Let me get this needle minders out of the way. So I did finish the brown on this post, and then I did some more around this edge here. And I almost finished this section of the table. Not quite. I hit the end of the thread, and I was, you know, too tired to carry on. And I did a little bit more of the black on Puck. So I did, you know, like this, there's some gray here, and I did this inside edge here, and, you know, just to sort of finish those up. But yeah, so I've hit the goal. I don't know if I'll do any more on it right now, or wait till, you know, next time it comes up or whatever, next time I get to it. But that's my number 8 WIPGO project. So, also, needle minders are sticking together here. Oh, golly, what did I just pull? Okay. Sorry, I'm having a little crisis here. My thread. I'm hooking all my threads, my needle minders together. So, on my WIPGO board, I've been doing new starts and FFOs. So, one of my new starts for my number 8 WIPGO is the Beaver from A Year in the Woods, their Cottage Garden Samplings series. And I haven't started on that yet. The month is still only only half over technically, but you know, Thanksgiving is in there. But then, but one of my other new starts is Blackest Cat. This is part of the Black Cat Season series by Lindy Stitches, Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches. So this is the number 3 chart. So I started this one, and I have done, I'm on this right here, on the S of Blackest. I did the T, and then I'm doing the S, and I did all these 3 cat heads. So this is one of the borders, one of her free borders that she has. I did another one up here, this one, and there's one I put at the top. So this is where the chart starts. So I did these 3 cats. And I made a little bit of a mistake with their whiskers. If you were to look closely, you could tell these 2 cats have double lines with the back stitching, because they're long stitches for these whiskers. I didn't realize till I was doing this 3rd one that the whiskers are slightly different, right? They're shorter on one side and longer on the other. And I didn't look clearly at the chart. I just looked at it and assumed that they were the same on both sides, and they're not. I had, when I was first starting this chart, I had to look long and hard at the pinky nose on the cats, because it's off center, right? So it's slightly off center, but it's the same way on all 3 cat heads. So the cat noses are, you know, and I think their eyes might be off. Maybe they're off center, maybe they're not. But the whiskers then are like, you know, longer on one side than the other, and I didn't catch that when I was doing them. And rather than going back and undoing it, I just put, you know, a couple of extra threads there to make them the right length. And it's a minor thing, and you can't really see it necessarily, but I like the idea of making them, you know, a little wonky. But so then I'm doing the words here. So I'm in the middle of Blackest. And I'm probably going to at least maybe try to finish it. Maybe, I'm just getting blown out there. Maybe, yeah, do a little more. This cat is turning around. There. But anyway, so that's the number 3 chart. And actually, it should go pretty quick. You know, now that I'm doing the lettering, you know, there's just like this little star here, and there's one here, and then down here, there's a couple of little stars things, and then after all the words, you know, just this little thing of cat feet and the cat tail. And so theoretically, this should go pretty quickly. And I do need to do a little stitching on the Beaver, my other new start, my other official new start. And then actually, you know, on our 3 Sisters video from, I think not last week, but the week before, we used the phrase, my parents had 2 phrases that they used all the time. My dad would always say, you know, I made a mistake and put it away, or you made a mistake and put it away, that's why you couldn't find it. When something is, you know, you look everywhere where you think you left it, and it's actually where it should have been in the first place if you were to put it away. So like, yeah, if you're looking for a shirt that you're sure you left on the chair, but it's actually hanging in the closet, you know, you made a mistake and put it away. And my mom used to always say, when you clean, you find treasures. And so we had used that for our 3 Sisters title of our episode a couple weeks ago. And then my sister Eve used it, I think, for her video. She used that same phrase, when you clean, you find treasures. And yeah, that's kind of the theme of this video. When you clean, you find treasures. And I made a mistake and put it away. I'll get to that in a second. So I had been looking for this chart because I think maybe Mania or at some point I worked on this. This is Snowman 2023. It's from Keepsakes. That's what I was trying to think of the name last night. Keepsakes. That's the shop in Cincinnati where Stephanie Schaefer works, from Pam and Steph. Just Keep Stitching. I had ordered a bunch of things from Keepsakes. When did I order it? Oh, Market or something. Was it in the spring? Yeah, because she had said on her video, on the Just Keep Stitching video, she had mentioned that, you know, that if you're still placing orders for Market that year, or that time, you know, you had until, I think, midnight Sunday or something like that. You know, it was a little bit extended. Most places, you know, had said, oh, you know, Friday is our deadline for ordering. And I was kind of hemming and hawing on about things. And then when I saw, so I thought I had missed my opportunity to order these new charts. And when she said that, she mentioned in her video, their video on Saturday night, I don't know, on Sunday. Anyway, their extension, their deadline was a little bit longer, so I had ordered a bunch of things, you know, got it under the wire, And one of the things I ordered was this chart. It's a really cute little snowman with a long scarf and a big tall hat. Just really cute. So I had ordered this. This is from Primrose Cottage Stitchers. And I had worked on it, and I really liked it. I worked on it a couple of times since I got it. I had done like all the red, and I'd done this big hat, and I'd done most of the broom, except for this lighter color I just did. And I'd done like half of this tree. I'd done the darker green on this tree, and the brown twigs of his arms, and I did the carrot nose. And so I found it again when I was looking for things. Back up again. A, I made a mistake and put it away. And B, when you clean, you find treasures. So I talked last week about how I've been doing this inventory of all my charts, right? Because I keep finding, I've got a stash of charts here, I've got a stash of charts there, and I've got some things that I've started here, and I've got some things that I've started there. And, A, I have way too many charts, and B, I don't even know what I have. So I'm trying again to catalog everything so that I don't end up buying things twice like I've done in the past. So I knew I had this chart. I just didn't know what I had done with it. Where could it be? And that's one of the reasons I was going through all my stuff. Because I thought, well, it's got to be somewhere because I just did it recently. It's got to be somewhere handy, right? So I didn't find it in all the, the big list that I made last time, which I shall show you again. So I did, all these pages of charts that I had, that I found, that I had new charts I hadn't started yet. I had a few that that were whips. So I continued that. I had another bin in my closet. I had my WIPGO bin, which has all the charts that made my WIPGO list, and I had recently put a few things in and on that bin. And I had another tote bag there in the closet, and I pulled that tote bag out, and it had a bunch of new charts, unstarted charts. And then I went through that WIPGO bin, and like I said, there were a few things in there that were not on the WIPGO list. And one of them was this little chart. I had stuck this in that WIPGO bin, and then it, because I had it in a little bitty bag, pouch thing. I just stuffed it on the side, and it was when I sort of rifled through there, and I'm like, it's not there, because it was not in one of the big project bags. It was in this little bag on the side. So I found it. When you clean, you find treasures. I found this little snowman, and I did some more. I finished the tree. I did this other green color, and this little, he has a little heart in this same green color. And I did the beak and the eye and the feet of these cardinals. It's supposed to be, the legs are supposed to be done with one thread, but I thought they showed it better with two. And then I did this lighter tan yellow color of the broom. And now I'm working on the snow. I think that's all I have left is all the white. Yeah, all the white. And the snowman has a little smile that's backstitched. I haven't done that yet. Because right now I'm working on all this white. But so there's a lot of white because you do a sort of a border as well as some snowflakes, and then the rest of the snowman himself. So there's a lot of white left, but it's it's getting very close to being done. So yeah. So there's that. So I did spend a couple of days, two maybe 3 days, working on that just because it's fun. And then also, when I was going through all those charts, I found these two little Christmas charts that I really want to work on. This one is a Jabco button, kind of a freebie. You buy these little buttons. You pay for this little mouse button and this stocking button, and they're down here. You can see that there's the stocking button. The mouse button is kind of, I've taken this in and out because I wanted to look at the floss list, and so the mouse is kind of hidden under here, but it looks like that. The mouse button and the stocking button, you buy those two buttons and you get the chart for free, right? So it's charted in DMC, except like it has a suggestion of you could use a Turkish red for the lettering. And so I went ahead and I thought, I might have that among my WIPGO collection of stash. And I did. I had Turkish red. So I want to do that because it's very small. I think the stitch count is something like, let me see if I can see it here. Almost. Okay. Yes, 40, like 49 by 40, something like that. Yeah, so it's not right. There's the mouse. He's under there. Let's pull this up a little further. You can see the mouse. Here it is. There's the mouse and the stocking. There. So, like I said, you buy the buttons and you get the chart free. And so at some point I had stuck some fabric in there, and so I was in the process of gathering or at least listing and the threads and stuff. So I know I have them all. It's just a matter of where. So anyway, so I would like to stitch this because it's cute and it's small, and hopefully I can do it pretty quickly. I lost that thread. There it is. But yeah, so I found that in my stash inventory when I was doing my stash inventory. And then the other thing I found was this, and I'd like to do that also. It's I think the stitch count is a little bit bigger. I don't know if it says here. 65 by 65, so it's not huge either. And it's charted mostly in DMC with one gassed color, shutter green, which I know I do not have. So I may look for that. And it's only one of the greens, I guess, that are on here. You can see there's a tree, and then there's this garland here. So I don't know which. And I think some green down here. So I don't know. I haven't looked at the chart specifically to see. There's a DMC alternative for that green, but I'd like that gassed green if I could lay my hands on it. Yeah. So again, I think there's a Jabco button right there, but it's not included in there. You'd have to order it or buy it or whatever. So I don't know if I'll do that, but yeah, there's that. This is Snowy Reindeer. I guess this Frosty Forest is the series, and Snowy Reindeer is the individual chart. And this is by Country Cottage Needleworks. Yeah. So that's my phone. I need to turn the sound off. I don't know where my phone is on. Anyway, so there's that. I found this, and I had already put fabric with it also. So my sister and I went to Hobby Lobby yesterday, and I didn't think it through, and I knew there were several colors of DMC that I was looking for. One of them, a couple of colors I was looking for while I was working on the balcony chart, and I, like I said, I knew I had the threads. They were DMC colors, but I didn't know where they were, and I didn't feel like, even though I had already gone through my stash, I had not pulled threads out of older whips or anything like that. And I thought, well, I could do that. I could go back, especially to my WIPGO bin, and pull threads out of there, out of all those projects. But I didn't feel like doing that. And so I thought, well, we're going to Hobby Lobby. I'll just grab, a few threads. But I had not written down, I didn't have the list with me of the colors that I needed. So I thought, surely I can remember some of them. I know some, And so I grabbed just a handful of colors while we were there. They were all wrong. I think I needed one of them. And the others, yeah, I were not the ones that I needed. They were like one number off. Yeah, so I didn't get them. But I did feed my scissor collection scissor addiction by getting these while I was at Hobby Lobby, and a couple of other things. So I grabbed this little hoop. It's a 6-inch hoop, and I think I wanted a 5-inch. I wasn't quite sure about the size. I knew 4 inches would be too small, and 6 inches, I thought might be a little big, but I don't know that they have a 5-inch hoop in this style. I'd have to go back and look more closely, but the reason I was thinking of it was this 2018 Santa Claus thing, and the actual title of this is Midnight Ride, or something. And now I say it. Maybe it's wrong. I know it has the words Midnight Ride in it. I think there might be something else. But I found my little finishing pack that I kind of put together. I got some cording in here and some, the chart called for this ribbon. And I had this silk ribbon, and I had this spool of ribbon. And so I think I used the spool, but I'm not sure. When I, did this ribbon, that his reins are made with a ribbon, This is Santa with a black eye. I'm not good at French knots, and this is before I learned how to do colonial knots. So the French knots look a little bit like somebody punched Santa in the face. But there's some, I think it's petite treasure braid and not Krynic that I used. I might have used Krynic for the gold sparkly on the tree and the sleigh. That might be Krynic, but I think the runners of the sleigh are petite treasure braid. I think, maybe, I don't know. But so I started the Santa. I found the magazine pages. I don't know if I have the magazine any longer. I'd have to look again in my magazine collection, but I took the pages out of the magazine, so I might have thrown the magazine away. So it's called, let's see if I can find the actual name of the actual chart. Midnight Sleigh Ride, that's what it's called. So this is the picture from the magazine. And it says 1995. This is from Cross Stitch Christmas, 1995, is the name of the magazine, I guess. And like I said, I don't know if I still have it. But, yeah. So Midnight Sleigh Ride is the name of this. And it was originally 1995. And so I had changed it when I started working on it. I had changed it to like 1990, whatever, 9, I think, or something. No. I think maybe 2011. I have on the chart where I had recharted it. Let me look at it here. Yeah, 2011 was when I got back to it. And I didn't finish it until 2018. So I had to rechart it again, change it again to 2018. But anyway, so I'm thinking that I don't know if I'll make, I was thinking about an ornament finish, but it's a little big. It's, for an ornament. And like I said, I think I might need a smaller hoop because I don't like, this has like a gap around it, and I don't like that. I'd like it to be right up against the stitching. And I have this little size thing. I think it's a quilting tool, but I'm not sure, or sewing tool anyway. But this, I believe it's 5 inches. I haven't measured any of this. I'm just eyeballing it. So this little disc is smaller than that hoop, and it's slightly larger than the stitching. So I'm assuming it's about a 5-inch size. So I might just, measure this and cut around, find a round thing to cut, a piece of mat board or something to back it with, rather than doing a hoop finish. Unless I could find a 5-inch hoop, a smaller hoop, and then make it fit, then I might do a hoop finish. But I still think it's a little large for an ornament. So I don't know exactly. I think in the magazine it's made into an ornament. They put white cording around it, and I think they did like a sandwiched finish. It doesn't mention the backing fabric, on the back disc. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know that I'll follow these finishing instructions. And I had just bought, I had bought a couple of things. There's this, spool of white thread, and then there's this sort of white cording. I don't know where I got them from, or, But anyway, so I found the little finishing pack, and where I found it was, I have a whole bunch of finishing stuff here in the living room area. We don't really have people over very often and stuff, and so I had gotten in the habit of, I had all my finishing stuff out in the garage. But since I've been working on FFOs this year in my WIPGO chart, I ended up just, sort of keeping all my FFO stuff in here. So I had my bag of stuffing and my sewing stuff and my ribbons and my fabric. And so anyway, so I'm trying to clean that all up, because Thanksgiving is coming, and, we're having guests over now and then. So my aunt will be in town. My nephew's girlfriend I don't know if she's coming at Thanksgiving, but anyway. But so anyway, we'll be having people over, off and on during the holidays. So it's nice to have, things straightened up. And so I was, trying to sort of consolidate, and I had one box that had just random, it had ribbons and other random finishing things in it. So I had recently bought a plastic bin thing, and I thought, well, I can put all the spools of ribbon in there, and that'll free up, more space in the box for other stuff. So I was, doing the transfer, putting all the ribbon in the other bin. And so I was, going through that box to, shift things around in there, and I found this pack with all my finishing things, this finishing pack for the midnight sleigh ride. I made a mistake and put it away. So anyway, I found the finishing supplies for this midnight sleigh ride for Santa. And like I said, I bought this hoop, and I don't know that I'll use it, you know, for this. We'll see. And the other thing, at Hobby Lobby, the other thing I bought was this plain plank, and this was in their Christmas crafts section, so it was on sale. All of their Christmas crafts and Christmas decor and things like that were on sale. So I bought this, and it has a little jute hanger thing. But anyway, it's just it's called a wall plaque is what it's called. But I'm thinking of this. I'm torn between this and I have a round, I guess it was an Easter finish thing from Joann's. It's just a plain round wooden disc thing, but it has little carrots, glued to it. But everything is unpainted, so I'd have to, paint or stain the whole plaque itself, and then paint the carrots, or something like that. So I had originally envisioned that for this Life Needs More Chocolate Bunnies. This is by Cathy Habermann of Hands-On Design. Life Needs More Chocolate Bunnies. So this is one of my FFOs. And so I don't know specifically, because I haven't, like I said, I haven't measured anything to see if it would fit on that round disc. But it'll fit for sure on this plaque. But so I think I'd want to stain this or paint it or something, some other color, because it's very much the same as this color. So it's kind of bland. So so I have that decision to make about finishing also, and that's actually, in the next couple of weeks I have to finish those things: the midnight sleigh ride, and the more chocolate bunnies, and also this I came across that I finished stitching, and actually I think I meant to FFO it with all the other little smalls that I had. Was it in July that I had a whole bunch of smalls? And this was a freebie that was released during the pandemic. A lot of designers did this sort of be well idea, with some of them said be well and stitch, or be well as in with a B. And I don't remember, I don't know if I have it handy about who. Yeah, well, here's the chart. I don't know if it has a, yeah. This is by Blackberry Rabbit. Yeah. So that's who designed this. I don't have a picture. I just have the chart. So, but I finished it. I stitched it and finished it. So I think I might do this. I have a couple of ideas about how I might finish it, but so I'd like to go ahead and finish it with the Santa and the more chocolate bunnies thing while I'm at it. I've been kind of doing that. I keep finding like things that are I finished stitching, but I have not FFO'd, and I thought, and as long as I'm FFOing stuff, I might as well do that as well. So I'll probably try to do that be well stitching to finish it as well. So so I talked about how I had added more to this list of so I showed you I had finished this list up to about here. So in those bags that I had, I thought, well, I think they're all things I started, like during Mania or something. But this is done like in a pink ink, pink pen. But so these that are with that sort of bracketed, you can see the bracket that I did there, are ones that I started. Mouse's Beach Outing, Mouse's Lucky Day. I think these are all Mania starts. That I did, like I did just a day or something, a day or two on them. But I found, the ones I added up here, and I think I added one here, and I ended up, like I said, under that bracket. I just ended up adding more because they were unstarted charts. And I have another page full of them. And these are unstarted as well. And in here is these two is the Snowy Reindeer and Not a Creature Was Stirring that I want to start. But say I have a whole bunch of the Prairie Schooler Santas here. And this list is not including the ones that are in that big notebook of mine, as well as my primitive stitcher, punch needle and primitive stitcher magazines, the charts that are in there. So, another thing I want to finish is I had shown this, that I had finished stitching this Praiseworthy Stitches chart, Little Witch Ornament Kit, and I might add that to my FFO pile. Since I'm doing the Midnight Sleigh Ride and more Chocolate Bunnies, I might just go ahead and do those. Especially this one, because all the finishing items, are there already. So yeah. But in the meantime, Thanksgiving is coming very soon, like in the next few days. So. My sister and I had looked, one of the reasons we were at Hobby Lobby was to look at their small trees. And I had mentioned last week that I had seen the one at Walmart, and so we wanted to look, we looked at Hobby Lobby and we looked at Target. They had some at Target, and we were in that neck of the woods. Our Hobby Lobby and Target are in the same little strip mall. So we went to Target to look, and they had one, and we thought about it because it was on sale, and it was only like $10, and it was the same little tree like the one that we have now, but it was like a potted plant kind of. Well, in the display they had one that had like a regular little plastic little feet, but then this one, it was on sale. It was only $10, but it had like a little potted plant look finish, like the bottom of the tree looked like a little burlap sack, thing, so that it would look like a tree that you had planted or whatever. And so but it seemed like different than the ones on display. And Eve said that the clerk that she had talked to had told her that these in the box were the same as the ones that were on display, but they clearly weren't. So, and it seemed like it had fewer, what are called tips, like what you would hang the ornaments on or whatever. So we were hemming and hawing. We thought, well, okay, well, maybe tomorrow we'll go look at Walmart, at the ones at Walmart or whatever, and see and make a decision then about which one we're going to get. But in the meantime, my nephew bought a little tree because he knew we were looking for one. So he ended up buying one, and it's fine. It's perfect. So so now that's out of the way. That's one errand out of the way. We just have to find a place for it and then decorate it, along with decorating a route tree. But it's early still. It's Thanksgiving hasn't happened yet. One cartoon that a friend of mine posts every year is one with this little turkey talking to Santa Claus and saying, it's my turn first. It's not your turn yet. Stay out of there. So yeah, Thanksgiving hasn't happened yet. So we still have time for Christmas decorating and stuff. But just the nice thing is that tree, because my nephew bought that little tree. That's one errand less to do. And my sister my older sister is driving me downtown to the symphony. I have a symphony concert I'm going to tonight. And so, yeah. Well, and our like I said, our plans are all kind of discombobulated because my younger sister had to work this afternoon or this morning, midday. And so we're kind of backwards. And I'm still, we're going to film our Three Sisters video a little bit later today. And then, have to get ready to go to the concert. And it's just kind of, like I said, discombobulated day just because things are out of whack. But I think that's all I want to cover for now. Like I said, I think the next few days I'll spend doing a couple of new starts and the finishing, making some decisions about finishing and then actually doing it. And in the meantime, there's Thanksgiving, and I'm making a couple of things for our Thanksgiving little feast. And for our Bible study on Tuesday, my group is providing breakfast, so I have to figure out what I'm going to get. And I think I might get, my sister's done this a couple times, and we were talking about it, like, what should I bring, because other people are bringing this and that and the other. And so one thing that she did is that she's done in the past, and it's fairly easy to do, is she ordered some bread from Kneaders. I don't know if you all have a Kneaders in your neck of the woods, but it's Kneader, right? Kneaders. And it's a really nice place to eat. They make really great sandwiches and salads and things like that. But they also they also have like a bakery where you can buy desserts and stuff like that. But you can also buy loaves of bread, and you can order it like pre-sliced or whatever. So what she's done in the past is ordered bread from there, and then like gotten a little thing of real butter from the grocery store, and and served that, and people absolutely loved it. So she did that not long ago, last week. And so we were thinking, hey, you could do that because it always goes over well, and could order it sliced or whatever, and then just get some butter, and be fine. So I'll probably do that. So I have that to do on Tuesday, and then making what I call a Bob and Larry salad, which is tomato, cucumber, and feta cheese and black olives. And then I'm making a no-bake cheesecake. Philly cream cheese, I guess, has at one point put the recipe in their cream cheese box, and it's basically just cream cheese and sugar to make the filling, and then in a graham cracker crust, and you can put it's cream cheese and sugar and whipped cream, I think, Cool Whip, to make the filling. And then you put a layer of Cool Whip on top, and then whatever, like I put, berries of some kind, blackberries, blueberries, whatever's, in season or whatever I can put my hands on at the store. And so, it's a pseudo cheesecake. It's not the cooked in the fancy with the eggs and the, fancy cheesecake. Like you might get at a restaurant, but it's still good. I think it's fine. But anyway, so that's my contribution to the Thanksgiving meal. My younger sister is the one that, you know, makes the turkey. She has, I think she has a bigger oven, and she has, you know, she has a nice new kitchen now, so she can do all that. But then, you know, everybody else in the family make, you know, we bring side dishes. My sister-in-law Rachel is a very good cook. She brings some things, and my sister Eve brings some things, and you know, and there you have it. But anyway, so yeah, so like I said, Thanksgiving is coming up, and so there's all those preparations, and my aunt is coming in from out of town, and so yeah, there's all kinds of things to be done, as well as finishing. But today's the 18th, so apart from those days they're going to be spent, you know, for Thanksgiving, and you know, and I don't want to have a big mess to clean up, you know, before Thanksgiving, so I probably won't be doing any finishing until like just afterward. And you know, I don't want to make another big new mess to clean up before Christmas, but you know, I'm gonna have to be. I want to be doing, you know, some finishing before the end of the month, so I might just, you know, like, you know, if I know for sure exactly what I'm gonna do with those things, I can just get, you know, those specific things that I'm gonna need for finishing, you know, so that I can minimize the mess. Speaking of mess, my older sister was putting away a thing of beads, and accidentally hit it, and the container popped open, and a whole bunch of little beads fell out. And so she was, you know, had tried to sweep them up for the most part, but we still walking around like, you know, in bare feet on the tile, and keep going. Oh, I just found a third bead because I keep stepping on little, you know, and they're teeny weeny, teeny tiny little beads, and you know, so they fall like in the cracks between the tiles and things like that. So they're, we're going to be finding beads for I don't know how long. Even though we tried sweeping them up, and you know, it'll probably take a you know, a good vacuum cleaner to suck them all up, you know, because we tried Swiffering, doesn't really work well, because they can just tend to keep rolling away and scattering. So, but yeah, it's, you know, it's better than finding a needle with your bare foot, I tell you. So anyway, on that happy note, so hope you all who are celebrating Thanksgiving have a good Thanksgiving. And it'll, like I said, it'll be this coming Thursday. It's, you know, yeah. So I hope you all have a good Thanksgiving. Have some good get-togethers with your friends or family. And yeah, I will see you next week. And hopefully I'll have something else, some more stuff to show you. So until then, thanks for watching, and happy stitching, and I'll see you later. Bye.